this storm. I want to pass along some more important information for you. We have just heard from the National Weather Service that this winter storm warning that we are now under will be canceled, all right? And they're going to issue maybe smaller advisories in place of it. That is definitely good news because that lets us know that things are indeed improving. And you can see that by looking at the radar. Would you look at this? Not a lot going on here. But again, we still need to be on alert because like Wendy said, and like all of our reporters have said all morning long and all afternoon long, temperatures are going to get cold. So whatever is on the ground is going to glaze over and it's going to get really hard and it's going to be icy and you're not going to be able to walk on it and you're definitely not going to be able to drive on it. So we're looking at just a few freezing rain sleet patches here just south of Snellville, Lithonia getting a little bit of it. Conyers, you are dry right now, as is Covington. But these little patches continue to move to the northwest. So even though you may be dry right now, you've got more on the way. This is very light stuff though. So Snellville, Lawrenceville, you folks, you're looking at more of this to come your way. It's kind of more of a nuisance freezing rain sleet where it comes down and it's really little and you really don't want to deal with it, but it's there. This is the other place that's dealing with it. We're looking at places like Gainesville and Homer. Again, freezing rain and sleet for you. Jefferson, Winder, looking dry right now. Coming, you're dry right now, maybe even getting a little bit of the stuff, but again, it's moving out at a pretty good clip. So once it comes your way, it's not going to stick around long. Cornelia 240, Dahlonega 247, 252. We're looking at Cleveland to get more of the sleet and freezing rain. So that's what we're looking at. Bottom line, radar is improving. And when we talk about temperatures again, that will be the big story for us tonight. Temperatures, because a lot of us are still well below freezing. In fact, everybody's below freezing here. Ellijay at 31. Canton at 30, 27 in Gainesville, upper 20s in Athens, Atlanta only 29 degrees. That's the weather situation. What about as well? And that just pretty much confirms what we've been saying is that we expect to continue to see that light freezing rain come down. And again, with the cold temperatures, of course, that is not going to be good. Here's a live look outside. And again, boy, doesn't look much like Atlanta, does it? We've got lots of snow out there. And again, we've got a hard glaze that I plan to see form, if it's not already, over some of that snow there, and that's going to make it very treacherous, or continue to make it very treacherous outside. So if you're going to venture out, the best way to do it is probably by foot. Here's a look at some numbers here, and this is why we are going to be very cautious as we go through the night here, because temperatures aren't going to warm up. Everybody here is below freezing. We've got 31 in Ellijay. We've got 30 in Canton, only upper 20s in Atlanta, 30 in Carrollton and Noonan, 31 in Griffin. This is the situation that's going to make things worse for us. The other thing is, why would you go out? It's really cold. You really can't drive, and it doesn't feel good. When we talk about the air temperature in places like Hampton and Rome, we're looking at numbers that are in the upper 20s and lower 30s, and it's windy out there, and that means we have a wind chill, and it feels actually colder than the actual air temperature. In Stone Mountain, you're at 26 degrees, but you've got wind gusts up around 31 degrees, so that is the situation. It looks like we're having our weather bug problems here. Perhaps the wind is causing that, but bottom line is things are going to stay cold, but our radar is improving here. As we go to our live storm tracker radar, you can see that only a few spots are seeing this light freezing rain. Gainesville's seeing a little bit of it. Just south of Atlanta, we're seeing some. North of Griffin, off to the northwest here, we're seeing a little mix here, maybe even a little rain. It's messy, but it's very simplistic compared to what we have been seeing over the last few hours here. Radar is much improved. Zooming in here to College Park, where you're seeing a little light freezing rain. Lithonia, Morrow maybe coming your way here. College Park, again, that's the story. As we track this line to the northeast, again, we may be dry right now, but you've got more freezing rain on the way. But again, it is light at Turner Field, Atlanta, Centennial Olympic Park, Georgia Aquarium, and also Decatur around 3:15. You've got more on the way. So that's a look at the weather. Let's talk about the traffic. And for that, you know who. Meteorologist Chris Martinez. Hey, Chris.
Yep, Markina, we have everyone covered as far as weather, traffic, what's going on what's going to happen the next 12 to 24 hours. So what I've basically done is going to point out the hot spots that we're seeing